Valerie, you have been watching this whole series. So what surprised you?
The abundance of young female experts in this that really had a point of view. They added so much to it. Typically, this field tends to be filled with older white men that are speaking very seriously. When I saw so many different people from different walks of life and different areas of study that they were contributing to this, I found that very useful.
Well, this brings up another thing that I heard in several of the conversations throughout the whole series, in fact, was the need to create experiences that are intellectually engaging but are also viscerally engaging, to give people a sense of why this risk is more important to think about than many of the other risks on people's lists all day long.
I always say that no matter what you care about, whether it is voting rights, whether it's gun control, whether it's climate change, none of that matters if you don't get the field of nuclear security right. Because the minute that, heaven forbid, there should be either a nuclear accident or an intentional nuclear explosion in any city in the world, all those calculations will change profoundly.
I thought there was some very interesting ideas in the conversation about national labs, about the notion of creating a new scientific ethos around global problem solving, working on global challenges together, and even the possibility that we would take one of the 3 national weapons labs and refocus its energies to looking at things like ensuring our energy future, or reducing the acidity of the oceans, or geoengineering.
Absolutely. I live down the hill from Los Alamos, so I think about that a lot. I know its history, and I'm always taken with the fact that at the height of the Manhattan Project, in 18 months, they went from design drawings on the chalkboard to the Trinity test in the New Mexico desert. To be able to capture something like that again and repurpose the labs for the challenges facing not just the United States, but the globe in the 21st century would be huge. What you're up against is an enormous, deeply entrenched bureaucracy that doesn't see a lot of incentive to change.
If we really want to reach people and educate them and change the way they think about these issues, we're going to have to meet them where they are. And where they are now is in the digital world. If that's the case, what are the kinds of partnerships that we ought to be developing, not just with gaming companies, but with people who develop curriculum, educational curricula, who really understand how out-of-school learning experiences might be just as rich as what happens in school when we're trying to educate people about something as important as nuclear risk.
I love the notion of attracting more interdisciplinary approach to this. It is indeed a highly complex problem. And so that you need to have more than, say, nuclear physicists that are thinking about this, or people that are only in that field. How do we do that? The roundtables have begun to touch on that. How do you pull people in from different disciplines to go, well, you know, I don't really know much about nuclear weapons, but let me tell you what I've been working on here, and maybe we can apply it.
How do we make the nuclear security problematic the sexiest thing to work on right now?
Right.
The place where the best work is happening, where the best and brightest are drawn, not necessarily because they're going to make the most money, but because they can do the best work.
Changing the world, not necessarily done with an app, but in things that are really profound about our continued existence, how we go forward. I always believe that we've just gotten lucky so far, and I'm afraid that our luck will run out one of these days. So that's why when I see a program such as Reinventors has put on with the roundtables beginning to talk about this, I'm hopeful.